All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm going to cover two today. We'll look at webull and we'll look at tilray. I'll also take a quick view at the indices here. But man, there is a lot to like on webull right now. All right, you know me. There's a few things I love. I love it when you break all the moving averages because then you're going to fly, fly, fly. Look at us go over and stay above all for what's now the third week, second and 2.5 weeks, 3 after tomorrow, right? From there, I love it when a stock gives some good earnings and it's over the moving averages when it does it because ideally you're just riding that earnings love, right? I'm for sure going to talk about the craziness of this gap up from amazing earnings all the way down to just below the day before earnings, right? But yeah, what did happen, what matters the most is the 8 moving average, right? I love this line for so many reasons, and you can just see the stock bouncing and going, right? And it feels like we're about to take off again and continue, right? So a lot to like on webull, definitely a must watch going into tomorrow. So I've been fairly consistent about doing sector reviews on Friday. I am still going to do that tomorrow. That is my plan, but I at least wanted to talk a little bit about tilray today. All right. The goal had has been take me to the 100 moving average, take me to the 100 moving average, take me to the 100 moving average, take me to the 100 moving average. It just really hasn't happened yet, and right now we're for the first time since this uptrend, we're below the 8 and the 20. Right? I want to be over these two moving averages. We are physically under it after today's close, right? It's just a single candle. I'm not here to overly get concerned on a one down. I'm not here to get overly excited on one on the way up, right? But we got to see what's about to happen, right? Are we going to start wondering, are we going to lose the 50 moving average, or are we going to bounce back up, get into that like 475 range and recapture these really important lines, right? So that's what needs to happen tomorrow, and it's at least why I wanted to talk about it today before just kind of giving a recap of the whole sector going into tomorrow. All right. I think the easy thing to say is NASDAQ looks fantastic. All right. NASDAQ was starting to look a little bit worrisome. NASDAQ was 3 candles under the 8 moving, under the 20 moving average. It was almost a week and a half under the 8 moving average. And this 50 has actually been a challenge, right? Like, yeah, we were over it for a while, but if you actually look, we lost it. We got over it and then we never confirmed before kind of coming back to it. So there was a legitimate worry about losing this line. Instead, Nvidia does their thing. All of a sudden, we're gapping up over both lines and then actually closing near the high of the day, right? Like this is just a fantastically strong candle right there. S&P 500, look, not as big, not as strong, but it did the exact same thing, right? We were below we were below the 8 and the 20 yesterday. We then gap up over both of them and then very much hold the candle, right? So I'm very much liking both of these. It gives me a little extra reason to like webull as well, which is the tech stock in the two, right? Dow Jones, look, this isn't bad, right? This has actually been holding the lines. It's not as bad. Obviously, I wish the candle was a little bit stronger, was a little bit more in unison with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, right? But overall, I think all three are at least all right. Again, I'm liking Nasdaq the most, so I'm a little bit more, tech happy and tech focused, right? So, um, yeah, cool. Before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal, there should be more. Yeah, there's horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel, share this video online, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it, all right? So, man, there's a lot going on this chart right now, and I'm not even sure where I want to start, all right? I think the place you gotta start is the basics, right? Look, amazing things happen over the moving averages. You either break all up and you fly, or you lose all five down and you die, right? And you can see it. Webull has actually seen the second part of that equation way, way more than it's been overall, right? So it's a little bit of something to kind of keep in your back pocket about the stock. But right now, over the last what? Almost 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks after tomorrow's close. This is the strongest, the longest, and he's obviously the best uptrend over all the moving averages that the stock has ever seen. All right. And that's a powerful little sentence right there. All right. I think what adds a little more to that is the earnings. All right. Look, I'm obviously a technical guy, but when the fundamentals and the technicals are good, that's the combination you want right there. Right. And yo, these were really, really good earnings. It was so good that the day before we closed down here at 864, and then the next morning we open, look in the box over there, all the way up at 980. Right. So it was so good. The excitement was amazingly high. Right. But hey, unfortunately, we closed down here. It's why I always say regular hours matter more than after hours and pre-market. And over the next couple of days, we actually end up going a little bit lower than the day before earnings. It's silly, right? And if you always hear me say it, you will continue to always hear me say it. Earnings are crazy. Like this is the most perfect example of that, right? Webull was 3x better in the earnings per share. I think they estimated around 3 cents, and then I think they closed at like 12 cents earnings per share, so it was 9 cents higher. That's the 3x number. They beat revenue, and I think they raised guidance, right? Like when you do all three of those, there should not be a downtrend after earnings, right? But 8 moving average did the job, right? When you break all the moving averages from there, what you're supposed to do is ride the 8 like a champion. And that's exactly what this thing's been doing, right? So I think the other cool thing to call out is, look, once we actually were able to break that death line, look how big that candle was. Again, maybe a little bit of it was like going into earnings hype. It easily could have, but this has been a pesky line. And you can see it. We've pretty much almost the entire year. There was a couple weeks right here, right? But we've pretty much the entire year been under that 8 line. Okay. And this thing is red for a reason. It was back here when it felt like if we lose that, that's going to be our death line. And yeah, we went all the way back. That previous death line is now that important resistance that seems to have been broken. And yeah, it feels like 1090 is next, right? All I see here is green, is red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 nothing, nothing, nothing. That's so far so good, going green, 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 all the way up to that 1090 right there, right? And then more so, after this line, all I really see is red, 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 and then an even longer nothing, 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 right? So there's a decent chance that this thing can try to fly near 16 relatively quickly. All right. And that alone makes this a must watch. All right. Now, look, the RSI on the daily is a little bit high, right? You know, I start to ring the alarm bell at 80. All right. This thing's at 79 point something. Hey, it wasn't that long ago. It was in April that the RSI, look in the box over there, was a 94. The day before was a 92. The day before was another 92. The day before was an 85, right? And I'm going to kind of draw this line because I think I see something right here. Yeah, look, this thing can kind of, and it's hit it a lot. Oh, it's a little bit lower than I think. I think we can go maybe just a little bit higher. How is that? How's that? That's a little bit, maybe two. We hit it right there. 80. All right, interesting. This thing doesn't go over 80 too much. Let's see if this can be the point where we break 80 and kind of go back to that place. Again, I like that it wasn't that long ago that happened, right? The other thing that I actually did like was this weekly chart. All right. As you look at the weekly chart, the MACD has just gotten over the positive line. It is a very, very, and it's been a very, very nice green over red. Last week was the first candle over all the moving averages, right? Like this stock has not been alive for 100 weeks. This right here was the 50th week, and we still got a ways to go, I think, for the next 100, right? So that's a good candle. This seems like a good confirmation. That makes me think we've broken all the moving averages on the weekly. And again, we should fly, right? 75, it's a little bit lower, like there's still room to 80, right? And man, just give me a little bit more volume, right? Just a little bit more volume and this thing can go, right? So I really do think that 1090 seems next. I can very easily see it continue all the way up to there. I'm actually very, look, if this was going to come down, this can come down as low as like 925, and it's actually still very, very bullish. All right. Realistically, it could probably, because now I'm kind of guessing where the 8 moving average is going to start to come, right? Actually, it looks like that 925 is kind of the line. Let's use that for now. As long as we don't go below 925, this thing is very, very bullish. All right. I think that's the good thing to end. If we were to lose that 925, I think this would come maybe down to like 860. I think those will be the 2 lines down. We talked about the 2 lines up. Yeah, Webull, excuse me, this is definitely a must watch, and hopefully this thing can sustain for a couple weeks. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's come into Tilray. And look, I've been relatively consistent. I like to do it more before I call myself consistent, but I'm trying to do a sector review every Friday, and I'm going to do that again tomorrow. That's still my plan, even though I'm covering this, okay? That said, I'm starting to get a little annoyed, all right? As we've been watching this, all right, the goal has, look, if you break the 8, you're going to go to the 20. If you break the 20, you're going to go to the 50. If you break the 50, you're going to go to the 100. And that has been the goal for literally the last 3.5. It will be the last month going into tomorrow, right? All of August has been living on this 50. All right. It's actually been over it for almost more than under it, right? But the problem is, one good candle, no confirmation. One good candle, no confirmation. I'd call that one a good candle, no confirmation, right? Being over a line and breaking a line are 2 very, very different things. All right. Now, this is just a single candle, right? This is the first one under the 8 and the 20. I think my problem is, and maybe I'm over worrying here, all right? But it wasn't that long ago we were very much living below the 8 and the 20. And yeah, it's been a nice little month and change, right? Almost a month exactly, actually. But we can't go back to this. We can't go back under the 8 and the 20. And that's at least why it's kind of becoming a look. It is wildly important that we don't. Let me see how good this line is. Oh, there's some stuff happening here. Because I was going to move this line a little bit lower to here. Let's see. I'm just going to do it, and then let's see what it looks like back here. Oh, that's not bad. You're still the bottom of that. We were probably a little closer to that. Yeah, 52. I think it was like at 47 or something. I think I like this line more. Look, I like this line that I'm at right now because it's basically the bottom of this thing. There's a lot of a horizontal right there. You saw it. I was pretty much going for 50% of that big candle right there. And then as that happened, it's almost the top of that, bottom of that, bottom of that. I think that's a good line. The problem with this line, and again, I'm not here for perfect, right? So like, even if we go back to like roughly where it was down here, right? We can't lose this area, right? Ultimately, what matters the most right now is this 50 moving. Like, this is a computer generated red line right here, right? Like, I'm just some dude kind of looking at like what looks best. And I'm not even really here for perfect, right? Good enough will let you live so much better than most people. I promise you that, right? So in some way, I'm just going to delete it real quick and then I'll put it back. We can't lose this 50 moving average. We really, really can't. Because if we lose this line, we're gonna go back to it's literally this exact moment right here, right? Just it's nicer on the second attempt, right? Instead of one big one and then right back under. Man, it tried for a month. But for real, if we go back under, and I think this is probably gonna be the oh no line. I think if we lose 440, it's gonna be really hard to claw back. You know what? I am gonna draw this line. That's the line I'm gonna end us with. can't lose this line. If you lose this line, I am going to have to unfortunately start to believe that we've lost the 50. What needs to happen? What needs to happen is this needs to be a good, strong support for us, which it can be. And we need to never go below 450 and actually bounce right back up to 475. 475 is the I'm back to believing things are good. All right. End of the day, I wouldn't necessarily say this is like, I don't even like the words bearish and bullish. I really don't, right? Like, to me, it's a little less good than it was only a couple days ago, right? Like, I actually really love this Tuesday candle. This Tuesday candle closed over all the bigger candles to the left, right? So it seemed really promising that that was going to be the shot. MACD was still good. RSI was still peaking green over red too. But yeah, these last 2 days were a little concerning. And like I said, I think this first candle under it, I thought it warranted at least a quick little video, all right? Nothing is really bad unless we go below 440. I think that's what I would end it on. And then the opposite of that is things aren't going to be excitingly good again until we get back over roughly 475. All right. I'll look at the full sector tomorrow. I do promise you that. Hey, I appreciate you so much.